This is such a weird story. This is the Holiday Inn Rosslyn at Key Bridge. It's a nice three-star Holiday Inn in Arlington, Virginia. It's just across the Potomac River from Washington, D.C. Tonight, this Holiday Inn was also the venue for a fundraiser. And it was not just your average run-of-the-mill political fundraiser. Funds raised at tonight's event at the Holiday Inn were for the Legal Defense Fund to benefit Rick Gates, former Trump deputy campaign manager who was indicted by Special Prosecutor Robert Mueller. Rick Gates, of course, was indicted along with Trump campaign manager Paul Manafort by Special Counsel Robert Mueller back in October. Gates and Manafort have both pled not guilty to 12 felony counts of money laundering, making false statements, and foreign lobbying violations. So tonight was a fundraiser for Gates' legal fees. It was hosted by this guy. His name is Jack Burkman. Mr. Burkman is a prominent and controversial Republican D.C. lobbyist and radio host. Among other things, he's known for promoting conspiracy theories about the murder of DNC staffer Seth Rich. According to his most recent tweet, Jack Burkman also believes that Robert Mueller is, quote, the devil. And now tonight, he convened the first fundraiser for one of the Trump officials who has been indicted by the devil. I mean, Robert Mueller. Now, Burkman had said that he expected a turnout of about 150 of D.C.'s biggest movers and shakers tonight at his fundraiser at the Holiday Inn. As you can see for yourself, the attendance was more in the 10 to 15 range, more of them journalists. Than not. I don't know why they decided to put this thing on Facebook Live, but they did, and it showed us that it was mostly journalists and less than 15 people. Rick Gates himself was not allowed to appear at this fundraiser on his own behalf because he's currently serving home confinement and wearing an ankle bracelet, but he did appear via video conference with a very, very poor signal.
By being here tonight, you are giving us the tools that we will need to fight, and for that, I am extremely grateful. As you may be aware, there is a gag order on the case, so I am not able to talk specifically about the case. However, I can say that because of people like you, we will have the resources to fight.
Not if that turnout looked like what it looked like. We asked the special counsel's office today if Rick Gates' involvement in tonight's event might potentially violate the judge's gag order that prevents anybody involved in the legal case from speaking about it outside the courtroom. The special counsel's office declined to comment to us on this matter because they declined to comment to us about anything. They've never given us a single comment ever. The goal of tonight's event was to raise $250,000 to help Rick Gates. Of course, he is on the hook for massive legal bills. We also know he's not getting any help from the president. Last month, Bloomberg reported that after relying on the RNC and the Trump Organization to pay his own legal bills, the president would finally start to pay his own legal bills. And the president was also reportedly finalizing a plan to use personal funds to help current and former White House staffers with their legal costs. That's what they said a while back. But for the White House staffers who were helping to benefit from that promised legal fund, it has now been over a month since that was being finalized, and no fund is in sight. CNN is now reporting, quote, for now at least, White House staffers are paying their legal fees out of their own pockets, a significant expense for government employees. I thought Trump was going to help. He was going to set up that fund. Republicans in the House Intelligence Committee, they now confirmed to NBC that they're pretty much done with the House Intelligence Russia investigation. They plan to wrap it up within the coming weeks. That may be true of the Republican-led congressional investigations, but the Mueller investigation, that looks like it's going to go on for a while. The Washington Post reported last night that members of Mueller's team have been telling other people that they expect to be working through much of 2018 at a minimum. Meaning, as this thing goes on, as the Mueller investigation goes on, there's plenty of time for White House staffers and Trump campaign staffers to rack up a ton of mounting legal bills. And for those who aren't getting any presidential money, if it ever arrives, people like Rick Gates, maybe that means more gala fundraisers like the one we witnessed tonight at the Holiday Inn. Watch this space.